All right, thanks everybody for attending our Orders In overview webinar here today. My name is Jim Bornich. I'm one of the co-founders of Orders In. So what is Orders In? We're really what we're trying to do here. We're taking the same technology as, say, like a Grubhub or a Seamless, and we're breaking it down to a local level. And the reason being, local business owners with local connections are always significantly more successful than, let's say, a national company who's coming into a market pretty much cold. Now, what Orders In is all about is online ordering. Now, one of the biggest things you're really going to want to be concerned about, and definitely a statistic that you're going to want to jot down, is that 80% of small and medium-sized businesses today do not have a way to be able to process a payment online. So let that sink in for a minute. 80%, that's 4 out of every 5 businesses, small and medium-sized business restaurants today, do not have a way to be able to process a payment online. And it's really that exact stat that gave birth to Orders In. Now, what we do for you is white label a platform for you. And for those of you unfamiliar with the term white labeling, what I mean is we're going to strip a platform entirely of anything Orders In and instead brand it with really your own brand, your own logo. All the marketing material is all going to be branded with your own logo and everything else. Nothing is going to have Orders In on it. Also, this is the most cost-effective solution that a business is ever going to come across. Right now, I mean, their alternative, if they wanted to do something in-house, I mean, they can go to their local programmer, they can go to a local development company, they can pay, $15,000, $20,000 to really have this built in-house. And this is a site for us. I mean, it took us, almost close to a year, about $500,000 to build. But you're licensing this for basically $200 a month. Of course, we discount your first couple months. But the point is, you have no overhead. You've got the very best of national technology right now, but without the cost. And most people right now are charging a setup fee. Just to kind of briefly talk about, and we'll spend a little more time on this in a few more slides, kind of talking about what people specifically are charging. But the quick snapshot is, I mean, people right now they're charging $100, $200 up front. And to take a step back here too, we've got close to 150 resellers doing this right now across the country. So this is not a small sample size. But again, most people out there right now, they're charging a setup fee. Setup fees typically range anywhere from $100 to $200 up front. A subscription, a monthly subscription, I should say, $40, $50 a month, and then a percentage of transactions, which is usually ranging, 8 to 10% right now. Now, if you want to contrast that against, let's say a Grubhub or a Seamless, I mean, these companies are charging $200 to $500 a month and close to 20% on the transaction side. I don't even know how a business makes money at that level. Margins are way too tight in the restaurant industry to be able to support that. And, for that reason, this is the most cost-effective solution on the market today. You're going to charge them, $50 a month and a percentage of transactions, and they can't turn this down. There's billions of dollars, guys, that are transacted online right now. And it's about time that small and medium-sized restaurants really took part in it. They have to open up that portal and start taking payments online. Also, you've got in-store ordering here, and I'm probably getting a little bit ahead of myself here, but people can use this technology within the restaurant. If you've got a restaurant, it's a Friday, they're really slammed. They can use this in-store ordering to kind of speed up people's orders. I've seen restaurants set them up in the store and be very successful. And if you're sitting at a table right now with your buddies and maybe you just polished off a pizza, you can't get a hold of the waitress because they're slammed, you can scan a QR code that can take you right to the business's site, and they can place the order right through their smartphone, which is ridiculously slick. But let's talk about today's agenda here. The first thing that we're going to talk about, of course, is the market. You can see that. After that, we'll talk about the online ordering system. We'll talk about the opportunity, just kind of just a general overview. Number 4, we'll talk about income potential. That's what most of you are probably on the webinar here today for. And lastly, we're going to talk about how to get started. Now, in regards to getting started here, the reason for this webinar in the first place is because our pricing special is going to be ending. As most of you know right now, we're waiving our setup fee. Ordinarily, we're charging $199 setup fee. Right now through Friday, we're waiving that. Also, ordinarily, we're charging a flat fee of $249 a month. Right now, and summer's a little bit slow. Things start to pick back up again in mid July, which is kind of the reason why we're ending that promotion. But right now we're discounting your first 2 months to $99 a piece. After that, we're going to discount it down to $200 a month. So it's a great time to get in. I mean, over the course of a year right now, you're probably saving close to $1,500, which is pretty darn good. So yeah, you guys can get started right now. There's no setup fee. It's only $99 to get started. So let's kind of get moving. But also keep in mind here too, that promotion is good through this Friday. So let's go ahead and get cranking on this. So the industry right now, you've got two kind of main forces. You've got Grubhub and you've got Seamless. Now, the interesting thing is that they're going to be combining at some point. I keep hearing it, but they will be. Still, this is it's a really expensive option for local businesses right now. They're charging anywhere again from $200 to $500 per month, as well as close to 20% on the transaction side. And like I said in the opener, I mean that's insane to me. I don't even understand how a restaurant can make money on that. Margins aren't that great in the restaurant industry, where you can just give away 20% of your sale to really what amounts to an intermediary. For this reason, I mean, small and medium-sized businesses can't use a Grubhub or a Seamless as an option. They're just simply priced out. They can't afford to do that. Huge national companies can, but your small and medium-sized businesses cannot. And in the end, I don't blame a Grubhub or a Seamless for charging like they do. Number one, they can, but number two, they have to. I mean, they look at it. I mean, they've got a ton of overhead. They've got full-time employees. They've got programmers. They've got sales staff. They've got a marketing department. They have to pay for hosting, health insurance. I mean, you name it. They have to charge 20% to make their model work. But again, that's the difference between you folks and a Grubhub or a Seamless. You don't have all that overhead. And that's exactly why this model works. I mean, your overhead is $200 a month. I mean, realistically, one business is what allows you guys to get your costs covered. That's it. And remember too, you guys have the exact same technology, if not better than what they currently have. So definitely keep that in mind. Also, you guys, let me get this out of here. As far as local versus not local, a couple things here, and I mentioned this in the opener here, but I mean, Grubhub and Seamless, again, they're not local, okay? And definitely. Sorry, let me turn something off here, guys. Bear with me here. It'll just be 1 second. I just want to make sure I don't get any other messages popping up here. I apologize, guys. All right. Sorry about that, guys. So Grubhub and Seamless, they're not local. And to kind of expand upon that, I mean, it's, local companies historically are always going to be more successful than a huge national company trying to come in and infiltrate a market. Local people have local connections. They understand the market a lot better. Local companies are always going to be, more successful in starting up a kind of a project cold as opposed to a huge national company. People just take to it better. People relate to it better. They don't like outsiders coming into their city and bringing in something new. And Craigslist is a great example of that. Craigslist, I don't know how many of you guys remember this, but I mean that was just a little local site. I mean, it turned into a huge national site, but I mean it grew into prominence because it was started in it was started in San Francisco and just kind of exploded from there. But that's a great example of local sites are always more successful than a huge national site. If it does turn into something huge national, it started as a small local business. Obviously, you guys with OrdersIn, you're taking our technology and you're branding it with your own logo. That's what white labeling is, and you're making it local. And that's the biggest advantage that you guys have. You have zero overhead virtually, and it's your own brand. And you are a local business owner within that local market. You have local connections, I'm assuming, so it's a no-brainer for a lot of you guys. And I've got a question here. Bear with me. Oh, minimize this here. Just a second here, guys. All right. All right, let's keep it moving here. Let's talk about the OrdersIn system here. I just want to talk about a little bit of the some of the features and functionality here before we hop into the platform demonstration. So this is more or less like what are you getting here with the entire platform? Obviously you've got the online ordering website. That's going to be the first thing. Online menus as well as mobile ordering. Let's focus on the online ordering website. Number one, you guys you're using your own domains. What we always recommend is going out to like a GoDaddy or Network Solutions. You can pick up your own domain name, and that's what we're going to build the site under ultimately, and that's going to be your own brand. Also, you can create unlimited interactive menus. So, I mean, if you live in a city like if you're in like Manhattan or if you're in LA, if you've got, like 50,000 restaurants in your area, you can put 50,000 menus theoretically if you wanted to on your website. There's no cap on that. Also, you've got automated payment processing. And by that, I mean, we've got payment processing already built into the site. We've got Stripe, we've got PayPal, and that's also key too. So, I mean, you guys at the end of the month, and again, not to get terribly ahead of myself, but you really should be charging a percentage of transactions to businesses. Again, the way that most people are charging right now, it's a setup fee, $100, $200 up front, usually $40, $50 a month, and then anywhere from, I'd say 8 to 10% on the transaction side. Let's say ABC Restaurant, they're running $10,000 a month through your website, and you're giving them a great deal. You're charging them 8%. At the end of the month, you can invoice them, because the payments are actually flowing through the site. You can invoice them after the fact for that 8%, which turns out to be $800 for that month. If you have 100 restaurants doing the exact same thing, you can do the math. I mean, it adds up pretty quickly, and we'll do a slide here in a few minutes that'll kind of illustrate that exact same point. I mean, you've got robust business searching. Now, let me check back here real quick, and I mean, how many of you have actually seen what the website kind of looks like? I mean, have you seen the example site for Madison? Okay. Would anybody like to see the site here for Madison? If you wouldn't mind, just shoot me. If you want to see the site for Madison, let me know. I'm happy. I got a lot of yeses here. All right, so let me real quick. Let me take you over to. Let me take you here to. Just a second here. We'll take you to Madtown Orders. All right, now there might be a little bit of lag here. Can everybody see my screen okay? And Daniel, he says, you're not capped on the number of businesses you can add to your site. Nope, no cap whatsoever on that, Daniel. Great. Looks like everybody can see my screen okay. So what we mean by, robust searching, I mean, on the website, you can check out and find restaurants near you. You can put in an address or a zip code, and I'll kind of show you, at least for the Madison site here. Put in a quick example. You can search for the local businesses that are going to be nearby you, and you can also, look at them by category here. You've got different services here as far as delivery, takeout, in-store. You can break it down by category, and again, these are all customizable. You guys get to build these in either for subs, pizzas, fast food, sit-down sushi, wings, burgers, really however you want to break it down. But to show you kind of what it's going to look like, I'll give you a good example here. We'll take you to Buck and Honey's restaurant. So you can see their menu here. And I mean, placing an order and kind of putting it together really couldn't be much easier here. I mean, you're selecting items here like, and I already have one in here for the seared ahi salad. But if you wanted to select the quesadilla, you would add that. If you had any sort of special instructions like extra cheese, You would add that in there. And then you've got a good subtotal running here. And the cool thing is too, if you want to have it delivered, and again, this is all totally customizable between you and the business, but if they wanted to charge a little bit extra for delivery, they could here. Obviously, they're adding an extra $10 here for the delivery. To select that, you could do that. And then to have it actually delivered, I mean, it's pretty simple and straightforward. Email, first name, last name, phone number, address, obviously where you want to have it delivered. How are you paying? Is it going to be credit card? Is it going to be cash, kind of payable upon delivery? If they do select credit card, that's when it's going to prompt you to put in your information, and it's going to run it via the PayPal integration that you have or via the Stripe integration that you have, whatever you have set up here. Now, another cool feature that we have on the site too is the ability to make a reservation. Move down here. We have an integration here with Open Table. So if somebody does want to make a reservation through the site, they can definitely do that too. That's a pretty easy integration, but another really cool service to be able to offer to local businesses. So let me go back here to my slides. Oops, just a second here. We'll kind of talk about this a little bit more. So consumers can search by address. We kind of saw that. They could look at business information and also reviews. Hopefully you saw that on the profile there. Now, as far as the online menus, kind of went through that. I mean, of course, they're going to be branded to the business. I mean, for this particular example, we've got it branded for Potbelly, so they're going to have their own logo on there, their own contact information. You can put coupons and specials on there. Multiple level category menus. I mean, if they want to break it down by breakfast, lunch, and dinner, if they have a brunch menu, drink menu, I mean, really any way that you could possibly break it down, you can do that. Also a very cool feature here too, when people are placing the order, how does the business actually receive that order? Now, the business is going to receive it via email, via text, or via fax is another option. And another option that we have is an e-print option. And it's kind of a way to circumvent the fax. So and we have a few licensees who do this. If the business has like an HP e-print, they can set it up so that every single order that gets emailed is going to automatically get printed. So to me, one of the more effective ways to do it, and we just added a new feature here too, which I'll show you in a few minutes. But I mean, let's say if you set up a fax machine in the kitchen, if you set up a printer in the kitchen, it could presumably just be, as soon as the order is placed and paid for, it could be printed off right there in the kitchen so that they can get started on it right away, which is pretty cool. And we also have a new notification center built into the platform, which is really cool, which I'll show you here in a minute. So that way, I mean, maybe the cook has a tablet set up right there. The second that order is actually paid for, it's going to show on that notification screen. It also alerts them too with the sound to kind of let them know that a new order has been placed. Also here on the right, let's talk a little bit about mobile ordering. Now, the site that you guys get is totally responsive. So, I mean, if somebody pulls up the site on really any sort of mobile device, I mean, it can be an iPhone, it could be a Droid, it could be an iPad, it could be a Kindle Fire, it doesn't matter. Really, any way that they can access the internet on a mobile device, it's going to be formatted perfectly. The website's going to be branded the exact same way as the traditional website. Customers can order food while in the business, which is really cool. And that's kind of what I was alluding to in the opener there. You could set up, I mean, if a business wanted to utilize this technology, they could set up table tents. And I've seen a few businesses do this. They could set up table tents within their place of business. And again, that way, if somebody's having trouble getting a hold of a waitress for whatever reason or waiter, they can scan a QR code or just go to a particular domain. And again, the website's going to be totally responsive, but they can easily find and order directly from these interactive menus. And also there's mobile payment integration. It works the exact same way as your existing website. People are paying right through a Stripe portal. They're paying right through a PayPal portal. So the business is getting paid directly. So you got multiple ways to kind of utilize the platform and the system, which is really cool. Now, real quick, does anybody want to see a kind of a quick peek at the back end? I can do a real brief. I don't have a ton of time here, but I can do a platform demonstration if you guys want to see it. Great, and it looks like I've got a couple questions here too. Sorry, it's it's hard to catch the questions as I'm talking here. And Daniel, real quick too, I don't know if I answered this here for you. Daniel's wondering if he can purchase multiple markets. Yes, you can definitely do that. I don't want to see people buying more than, I don't know. I think, 3 is probably the most I would go with, and any more than that, I just want to make sure you're not biting off more than you can chew at that point. If you start up with more than 3 markets, you're probably going to focus on the best 2 to 3, and the other couple just kind of sit by the wayside. And I just want to make sure that all of your sites are kind of done justice. So it looks like a lot of people. Okay, sorry. So Daniel. So cash is an option. Customers don't have to pay only through the site. No, if you want to make it a payable upon pickup or delivery, you definitely have that option. Let's see. What else do we have here? Okay, a lot of people looking here for the platform demo. Okay, cool. So bear with me 1 second. I'm going to flip over my screen. Hold on 1 second. Just a moment here. All right, and I think I should have this showing here. Let me know, everybody, if you can see my screen okay. Might be just a few seconds of lag. If you can see it okay, just type a quick yes. That way I know I can keep going. Excellent, great. Thank you, everybody. All right, so this is going to be your master admin panel. So the very first time that you sign in, this is really what you're going to see. Now, I'll kind of go through this in a real quick 30,000 foot view. I want to show you some of the resources that you get. And ultimately what I really want to show you is just how easy this is to use. Now, the first thing that you're going to see here, this is our news feed. So anything new that we add, and we've got a really great thing that we just added, the orders dashboard. And this is a great way to be able to notify the local business that an order actually came in. Also down below here, you can see the different menus. And every single business that you're working with, they're going to be kind of listed here. A good one to take a look at will be Buck and Honeys. So we'll sign in here to Buck and Honeys. And also, this is going to be the merchant admin panel. So let's say if you wanted to, you could give Buck and Honeys their own username and password. They could use that to sign in, and they could be the ones, if they wanted to manage their menu. They could do different payment integrations. They could take a look at the reporting, but also they could take a look at the orders dashboard. Now this way, and what I really wanted to show you, anytime if they did want to utilize the order dashboard, any single time that an order is placed, this is really what's going to happen here. And anytime the order comes in, and if it's been made and picked up or delivered, you can clear the order just to make sure that the queue essentially is clear. So taking a look here, different orders as they come in. You can see, it's going to have the customer information. It's going to have their name, their email address, their phone number, payment, cash, method delivery, where it's going to be delivered. You can see what they've ordered, any sort of special instructions. And when it's done, you can hit clear order. Boom, clear order, and that order has been removed. So theoretically, you could have a business owner with a tablet up, or maybe somebody in the kitchen with a tablet up, and this way they can see these online orders as they come in, which I think is really slick. But let me go back here. Let's take a look at a few things here. Actually, let me go back to the master admin panel. We'll go through a few things. Now, the online ordering website, this is really what's going to have the global controls over your entire site. So for the logo, this is where you're going to upload your logo. As you can see, it's really just like uploading a picture into an email. The favicon, same thing. Homepage header, this is all customizable. You certainly don't have to be a programmer or a web developer to operate this site. And to kind of expand upon that, the type of licensee that we're looking for here, they have more of a background in sales and marketing. They're entrepreneurial. They're well connected. that's really our ideal skill set. And my partner and I, we've been putting together these different web-based opportunities for almost 7 years now. That's the exact skill set that we've been looking for 7 years, and that's who we cater to when we build a platform like this. We wanted to make it so that realistically, if you could type, if you could find us on the internet, if you could upload a picture into an email, you can do anything that you need to do on this site. And to take it a step further, for the local business owners too. So, if you wanted to give a username and password to ABC Restaurant or to Buck and Honey's, you could do that. And they could use that to sign into the site, and they could manage everything with really little or no instruction. I mean, we've made this as simple and as intuitive as we possibly could. So moving on here, a couple little things here I'll show you. I mean, to update contact information, this is the place that you do it. Social media links to integrate Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Instagram, great ways to do it. For you SEO experts out there, if you want to get found a little bit quicker by altering some of the keywords, this is a great place to be able to do that. Google Analytics code, you can drop that in. You'd be able to track and integrate Google Analytics to track traffic and trends and how people are finding you guys. The categories here are also going to be customizable. So if you wanted to add different categories here, or if you wanted to change the way that they're sorted, so if you wanted to put sushi as the very first option, it's really just drag and drop. Incredibly simple. Or if you wanted to add a category, you'd simply click on add a category just like this. You type in the name of the category, hit save, and back to categories you go. And there it would be. Now, if you wanted to add a custom page, this is a great place to be able to do it. Like if you want to integrate a blog, that's obviously great for SEO. It's a really great way to do it. To purchase fax credits, this is a place to be able to do it if that's how they want to be notified. For text credits, this is also how you're going to do it. So if the business owner wants to be notified of that order via text, they can set it up this way too. You're actually buying credits directly through your platform. We're doing that through a company called Twilio. And that way you can set up, any number of people to be notified via text whenever an order is placed. So, for a lot of these businesses, they may select one way, maybe text, maybe they want to do the e-print option, maybe they want to do fax. Some people like, every way that we can do it. They like the email, they like the SMS, they like the fax, just to make sure that an order doesn't, kind of slip between the cracks. Or they can be called. That's another option too. So anytime that an order is placed, the actual order can be called in directly to them, which is pretty cool. Now let's hop on here to invoicing. And I know I'm going through this a little bit fast. I have a limited amount of time here to kind of show you this at a really high level. Now, as far as invoicing, now if you had Buck and Honey's restaurant, we'll click on this. You can invoice them. Now, this is again how you guys collect your percentage of transactions. So let's say for Buck and Honey's, we'll start let's see over the past 30 days here. So we're going to take this back to June 15th. So you can see here on the invoice, we're starting June 15th. We're going to end it on July 15th. Okay. Now the monthly fee, let's say you're charging them $50 a month. SMS credits, if you're passing along that cost, which you definitely should, maybe that was $10 for the month. Fax credits, maybe that was, $5 for the month. Call credits, maybe that was $1. And the transaction percentage, let's say the total amount of transactions that you're charging them for is 10%. Or you can also do a flat fee. That's another option that you guys have. And in lieu of not charging them a transaction percentage, maybe you just want to charge them a flat fee every month. And that gives them a little bit of cost certainty. So what I mean by that, as opposed to doing maybe $50 a month and 10% on the transaction side, if the business wants a little bit more cost certainty, you could say, you know what, I'll just do it for a flat transaction fee of $250. That way, if you're getting $10,000 worth of orders or $100 worth of orders, it's going to cost you the exact same. Also a setup fee there. But this way here, with all these different fees, you can create an invoice. And you're going to see an invoice here, for today, 7/15/15. And it's going to have the total on there. And that invoice then can be emailed. Let me take you down here. And this invoice then can be sent directly to the business via your admin panel, which is pretty cool. Now, the next thing that I want to show you guys is going to be from the Resource Center here. Now, we're trying to give you guys as many tools as possible to make it as turnkey as possible here. And for a lot of our licensees here, it'll take you 2 minutes to register. It's incredibly quick and simple to be able to do that. From there, we like to have your site up and running right away so that you can sign in for the first time and start checking out some of our video tutorials, some of our training webinars, but then also some of these marketing materials. And we've got a ton of stuff here, guys. We've got small table cards. We've got business card templates. We've got a great little PDF here about building a menu, a sample contract. I'll show you that one here real quick. We'll pull that up in Word. That's a great little feature here. And also I'll pull up the sample flyer here also in just a second. We'll pull up the sample contract here. All right. Hopefully everybody can see here the sample contract. Can everybody see this okay? Can everybody see my screen okay? All right, looks good. And then also, I'll show you folks the sample flyer that you have. And again, this is all totally customizable. I'll zoom in a little bit here too. So we've got a sample flyer here. This is a great piece of promotional material that you can leave behind. Again, all totally customizable. Helps kind of promote your business, and when you're doing a presentation, something great to leave behind. Or maybe this is something that you email out to local businesses, just to kind of get a feel for who's going to be the most interested. Then you know who to spend the most time on when you're out there prospecting. Let's take a look here back. And we've got a ton of other things here too. We've got sample graphics you can use. Licensee panel videos here. We've got a ton of different videos to help kind of get you acclimated here to the platform. For most of our licensees right now here, guys, again, the typical workflow, you come on, that'll take you 2 minutes. We like to have you up and running right away. Training, it's as needed, guys. So, everybody comes in with a different background and skill set. You could probably appreciate that. So, when it comes to technical training, for some people it may take 5 or 10 minutes. For some people it may take a little bit more time. The point is we'll spend as much time with you as you need to make sure you feel totally comfortable with every aspect of the back end here. And same for sales and marketing here too. Everybody comes in with a different background and aptitude. We want to make sure you feel completely comfortable and you can go out there and sell it. And with the website and the marketing materials that we give you and the video tutorials, there's really no reason why, within 4 or 5 days, you really can't be out there talking to local businesses about this and monetizing your site. It's really quick and easy to do. And I'll show you here, it's so simple to be able to break even let me take this back here quick. I got the wrong thing up here. This here. It could not be any easier here to monetize your business as far as income potential. So what we're assuming here, one business can easily bring in $500 a month in revenue. If you have 50 businesses, you can do the math there, and it seems insane. That's a ton of money, but that, we have people doing this right now. It's $25,000 a month in revenue. Now the assumption is you're charging each business $100 a month and 8% on the transaction fee, with a total of $5,000 a month in transactions. And once you guys get up and running, there's no reason why you can't be doing that. But I'll tell you, even if you had 50 businesses, and if they're paying you half that, let's say $12,500, you guys are doing fantastic. But again, with one business, if you're charging them, $50, $60, $100 a month and 8% on the transaction side, one business allows you guys to get your costs covered every month, and that's it. So if somebody wanted to build a platform like this in-house, or if you wanted to go to your local development company and try and build the exact same thing, you've got the very best of national technology here. it's probably going to cost you $400,000 to $500,000. So you got to ask yourself, is it better to build it yourself for that? Or would you rather license it for $200 a month, have no overhead, and have every advantage possible, where we're taking care of the hosting, we're taking care of the maintenance, all these improvements you never have to pay for. You're just responsible for going out there and talking to local businesses and monetizing your business. So the opportunity here, what are we doing for you? We're going to launch your hometown online ordering website. Basically, what we mean there, we're going to build your website underneath that domain. We're going to provide you with the very best of national technology. Like you saw, we're giving you all the marketing materials you're going to need. So sample flyers, business card templates, sample contracts, all the tools you could possibly want or need to really go out there and hit the ground running. We've got table 10 templates. We're constantly updating and managing technology. You saw a really great example of a great new update where we had that ordering screen. And that, again, that's going to give you a sound notification, but it's basically a queue that we built in so that businesses can sign in and see the different orders as they come in. They're notified as they come in, and they can clear out their queue as those orders are actually kind of put together. On top of that, we've got ongoing training and video tutorials, and then we've got support over the phone and via email so you can be successful. Now, what do you guys do? Obviously, you're going to go out there and talk to local businesses, get them signed up in your area. The advantage of a licensing opportunity and not a franchise is that you guys keep 100% of the revenue from the sales. So if you're charging ABC Restaurant $50 a month, 8% of their sales, and that works out to be $500 a month, you guys keep every penny of that. We're not a franchise, and that's a really important distinction to make. With a franchise, they're charging a lot more and a lot differently too. Most franchises, you're looking, $25,000, $30,000 up front out of pocket. You've got capital requirements that you have to have in place. A lot of times you have to be the owner operator on site. And there's also revenue sharing. So they're taking a percentage of your transactions, which obviously is not happening here with a licensing opportunity. Also, you guys have the flexibility. This is 100% your own business, and because we're not a franchise, I'm not your boss in any way. I can't tell you how to run your business. I can certainly give you a million recommendations from what I've not only done here locally in Madison, Wisconsin, but from what I've seen other people nationwide doing to be successful. But you've got total flexibility and autonomy to be able to do this where you want and when you want to do it. Obviously, on top of that, you guys are maintaining relationships with your local businesses. You get to enjoy worry-free technology maintenance. And if any one of you guys have ever tried to build a technology business or even just tried to build your own website, it can be a headache sometimes. And with this product, you don't have to worry about that. We built it for people who have more of a background in sales and marketing and just want to get out in front of local businesses and monetize this and are motivated. You guys have a huge opportunity in front of you. And I can't say this enough. 80% of small and medium-sized restaurants today do not have a way to be able to process a payment online. And that has to change. And the reason why you have that right now is just because there aren't cost-effective solutions available to them. It's Grubhub or Seamless. They charge too much. You can come in with the exact same technology, but at a fraction of the cost and make it killing. So you're providing them with a valuable service, and you guys do really well with that. So that's kind of my last point there as far as